Welcome to the session, third session, I think, yes. And I would request you all to mute, go on mute. So before your name, there is one green mic symbol. Click on that, it will be muted. If you want to talk something to me, click on that again, it is unmuted. Okay, right. See, yesterday we discussed about the SID and the instance, that is landscape. Okay, one second, please. On call. Yes. See here, yesterday we discussed that single system and distributed system. Single system or central system means all your three layers, presentation layer or application database layers will be on the single server, that is central system. Distributed means, so these are in the different servers, means SAP is on one server, database is on the separate server, like that. Means distributed. Database has its own server, SAP is on different server, that is distributed environment. And SID, as I told, so we have some certain conditions to follow the SID. So it is a 3-digit letter. SID is nothing but the name of your SAP system and the database also. Usually we can give any name to SAP and database. There is no rule that you should give the same name to SAP and database, but it is recommended to give the same name. Why? Because we, in your enterprise or in your project, you may be having different components of SAP, like ECC system, BW system, CRM, SRM, BO, HANA. So each and every system has its own development, its own quality, and its own production systems. Development has development database, production has production database, quality has production quality database. How I can come to know which database is for what? Okay, by the SID only. For example, SAP quality SID is Q11 and database SID also Q11, means you can easily identify. You say that, oh, this is quality database. Okay, production database P11. Yes, by seeing the SID, yes, this is production database. That's why it's the easiest and standard practice to give the same SID for SAP and databases. Yeah, I've come back to the distributed environment. There is one example here in the pictorial format to explain you clearly. So yesterday I skipped this slide. Okay. See here, single or central system means your, this is application layer, all your SAP system and database. Both are in single box. See here, clearly observe the outer line. This is single server. Assume that this outer line is single box. Within the single box, I installed SAP, that is application layer, and database. That is nothing but single system or central system. Okay, so of course in the application layer I have two more instances here. As you're seeing, these black rectangles are instances. I have two instances and database in the same host, same server, that is single system or central system. And the second figure you can see distributed system. This is, see, database is separated, database having separate box and SAP is having separate box. That's why this is distributed means separated. SAP has a separate host, database has separate host. Means two servers I have. Database dedicatedly on separate server, it has its own RAM, CPU and hardware. And same SAP has same hardware, different hardware, sorry, for as per that box configuration. And of course, within this application layer, I have two instances again. Even though two instances in the same box, database is separated from the above box. Box A contains two instances, box B contains database. So since the database is separated from SAP, we are calling this as distributed instance or distributed system configuration. Okay, and there are other scenario of distributed, that is third picture. Okay, so because of this third picture only I want to explain this slide. The database is separated, obviously. Even though you have the n number of instances, database is only one. Remember, all instances will access the same database. Okay, says database is separated, that's why it is distributed, we can say. But here if you see the in the application layer, this is assume that this is my development box or quality box. It contains 6 instances as for this figure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Total 6 instances I have, but these 16 instances I installed in 3 separate servers. See here, 3 separate servers. First server contains 2 instances, second server contains 2 instances, third server contains 2 instances. In this way also you can configure, you can design your landscape, your choice. But it's all depends on server capacity. But in my current landscape where I am working, all instances in different servers. That is 6 instances, 6 servers I have currently. But if your server is good, you can install all 6 in single server also. So anyway, however you want, you can design it like this. But provided you should note that the RAM, CPUs are dedicatedly good configured. Otherwise, if the server cannot handle more than 2 instances, you install 4 instances, your server goes too slow. Your SAP system will respond very slow. Your request coming to the
So
SAP.
Ashram,
Yes, please.
yeah, I have a question here.
Yes, please.
So what are the server configurations for a single instance and distribution instance, which you recommend?
Yeah, recommended is distributed.
Okay, so what would be the server configurations? As you said, you have to make sure you have a good RAM and all
Yes,
that.
that
So
I will talk
what is the
later.
end
In
of
the
that?
implementation
Oh,
part, I will talk. Okay.
okay,
So
sir.
because it all depends on the users, function modules implemented, load on the system. Okay.
Okay,
In the next topics, I'll clarify. Okay, nothing to worry, Ajay. Okay.
yeah, thank you.
So right. So this also one type of distributed environment. But why it is distributed? First is database is separated. That's why it is distributed. And second thing is within this application layer also it is internally again distributed. Why? Because 6 instances installed in 3 servers, or 6 instances, 6 servers you can install. One instance on server, another instance, another server, like that also you can install. Okay. So either ways you can use, but primarily database is separated. That's why it is distributed. And again, the instances also separated onto the separate servers. That's why we can call it as this as a distributed again in the SAP level as well. You can use this type of configuration also. There is no rule that all 6 instances should be on the single system, or there is no rule that all 6 instances should be in the 6 servers. Either ways you can go. Your server is good configured. For example, it can handle 4 instances. Yes, you can install 4 also here. Another 2 in another server. Okay. At that time, 2 servers are enough here. One database server. Total 3 servers are enough for me. Okay. So either ways, this distributed environment you can use. That's what I want to explain here. It's clear, guys. And any question or any confusion, please. Distributed why recommend is for better performance. How we can achieve the better performance is the, it is the distributed. We have the dedicated resource for this server. We have the dedicated resource for this server. That means it has its own RAM. It has its own RAM and CPUs and process. So they can dedicatedly assign the resource to this. Same way here. But whereas here, whatever the RAM I have, it will be shared between these two. Whatever the CPU shared between these two. Whatever the process shared between these two. So resource wise, that is the problem. And second thing is, if any problem is here, it will affect on the database. If, for example, all the RAM is consumed by SAP here, this application instance, that is our SAP system. Okay. All our SAP consumed all the memory, but database will suffer lack of memory. Vice versa. But whereas here it's not like that. It will consume from here only. It will consume from here only. That's why good performance will get in the distributed environment. That's why we would recommend, if possible, separate hosts for separate servers for separate instances. But there is no, it's not a mandatory, but your client will prefer why should we buy for 6 servers? I can buy big server, I can install 6 servers. Yes, that's up to him. Okay, accordingly we should have RAM, accordingly we should have CPUs and all. So that you can install 6 instances also in the same system. Okay. So either ways we can use. Yeah, is partition same as logical server? Is partition same as yeah, see here, this is not logical server. Logical server is different concept here. So it is a physical server only. Okay, sorry, I got your point. Yeah, see, within the same server, we can partition with the logical server. Okay, that is the OS concept. If you have an idea, I can explain. Otherwise, I can skip that point now. Okay, Say within the same system, how we can install 6 instances? That's what he's asking. We will partition logically, like in your Windows. If you know everybody Windows, right? C drive, D drive, E drive means we are partitioning your drive, D drive, E drive. Same way, in Unix also we can partition that. One partition, one instance I can install, another partition, another instance I can instance. Yes, logically we can partition. Yes, that's true. Okay, logical server means that is another concept is there in SAP that I thought. Okay, yes, logically we can, or without logically partitioning, the logical volumes or logical volume groups will be there. Using that also, we can install these things. Okay, right. Any questions, please? Understand this? Distributed instance and single instance and multi-distributed environment. Okay, right. I'm not hearing anything means I'll take it as no questions. Yeah, so in the SAP architecture, we discussed that is not architecture in the introductory class of SAP. So we discussed that we have the 3 layers, that is presentation layer, application layer, database layer, right? So presentation layer, application layer, database layer. So here SAP contains in the application layer, database contains the database. Here we install SAP. SAP contains here instance. Instance has one dispatcher and some work processes. One dispatcher is associated with some work process. We can install 98 instances in this application layer. Okay. So as we see in the previous slide, 6 instances I have, right? Means each and every instance has one dispatcher and some work process. These processes only will take care of your request and goes to the database and fetches your, for example, you are inserting ATM card from here. That is presentation layer to say in ATM machine. Your request goes to the SAP through the dispatcher. Dispatcher will assign the request to work process. Work process goes to the database and fetches your balance details, or if you want to withdraw. This work process only will help to go to the database and edit your record and sets the new balance and gives the amount whatever you are requesting from here. Okay, that's why this is presentation layer, this is application, and this is database. Application means here SAP we are installing here. SAP is helping your business. SAP does not contain any data. It contains the database. Database contains the data. SAP just is a mediator to take request and goes to the database and fetches the information and gives it to you. Okay. In this process, we discussed that we have so many work process, right? So there are 7 types of work process we have. Okay. So this is very important. You need to remember this. So can you grab the screen, please? Take the print screen of this. Okay. Naming that dialog work process, background work process, enqueue work process, update work process, message server, gateway, and spool. See, we have different types of work process for different purpose, not for same purpose. We will see now. Before that, work process is a task handler to say, which handles your request, which handles your task given. It's only taking care of your request going to the database. For example, like your waiter in your restaurant, he takes your order, he serves water, he serves food, he serves the bill and everything, right? Without him, you can't have the dinner at restaurant, right? Same way, work process. Okay. So if you see in the task manager also, lot of process will be there. That process are ended. If you say end task, end process, then your application will close immediately. You open the Explorer, Explorer process will be running there. Otherwise, that process is not there. You can't work with the Explorer. VLC were open. Yes, we can't work with VLC. Go-to-meeting process is there. If you ended a go-to-meeting process in the task manager, you can't work with the go-to-meeting application now. Okay. So like that, this process will help you to serve the user request. So dialog process represented by first letter D, background is by B, enqueue is by E, update not by U, V. This is only the different here. Okay, update work process represented by first letter, not U, it is V. Message server is M, gateway is Z, spool is S. These are the 7 types of work process. Okay. So what are these 7 types? We will see in the next slide. Yes, as I told, these 7 types of work process are for different purposes. We will see now why how these 7 types will be helpful for you. I am just giving you the brief overview, the detailed things in the next classes. If we know how to handle these 7 work process, 30 to 40% basis issues will be solved. Every time you will face the issues with these only. Okay? If you know how to handle, how to solve the errors of each and every work process, you know how to monitor, then 30 to 40% basis job is done. Okay? In the day to day, we will face the issues with these only. Okay? Right. Yeah, hi Ali. Good morning, sir. It is early
Hi,
morning.
good morning.
Yeah.
Yes, good morning.
Yeah, okay. So just now we started Ali. So anyway, I'll send the recording of this today as well. Okay.
Thank you.
And probably from Monday or Tuesday onwards, we are starting by 7:30. Okay. Right.
That's good,
Yeah.
sir.
So
Thank you.
because it's too early for you. Yeah.
Yeah,
So we have 7 types of dialogue process, but actually we have five only. Actually, we have five only. These five only the work process, but these two are services. Even though we are treating under work process, namesake we have seven, but we have only five work process, and these two are two services. But if anybody asks you 7 types of work process, there is no doubt, no confusion. But if you go inside of this five work process, two services. Got it? Right. Five work process are dialogue, batch. Batch means nothing but background only. Background or batch both are same. Update, enqueue and spool. Remaining two are message server and gateway. Right. First we will see one by one. Dialogue. Dialogue is represented by first letter D. Okay. So it requires, not request to say, sorry. It handles the user request directly. It is an interactive work process. Why we are calling this as interactive is it only talk to the user request, only the the only work process which will handle the user request directly is dialogue. No other request or no other process will touch the user request. The first person who will take the user request is dialogue. You are entering gmail.com, enter means you are getting the next screen means dial work process only taking your request, going to the database and fetching your home screen for user ID and password. As soon as you give user ID and password in the Gmail home, okay, enter means dialog only taking your request. It is only checking with the database your user ID and password are correct or not. If it is correct, then it will open your mails. It will fetch your mail data. That means dialogue, that's why we are calling it as interactive work process, interacts with the user. Even though background is free, even the update is free, they never touch any other's work, any other request. The first person who will respond is dialogue. That's why dialogue plays an important role. See, you are logging into online banking, you are doing transactions means dialogue work process only you are using in the background. That means in the backend, dialogue work process only helping you. Okay. So if the dialogues are busy, for example, I have 10 dialogue work process in the instance, all 10 are busy, nobody can work till one work process will become free. So that's why we need to focus on dialogue daily. If any user complaining, I could not able to log in. Okay. So that means first we need to check in the system how many dialogues I have, how many are consumed, how many are free, who are using more dialogues, what he is doing. We need to contact the user. We need to take necessary action. Otherwise, system will hang. Nobody can log in into the system because no dialogue is free. Even the background spool update, everything is free. Nobody will touch. Nobody will talk to you directly. Dialogue only will take your request. Dialogue only will help you to log into the system. Dialogue only get you the home screen. Okay. That's why very important dialogue process. But there is one bad thing with the dialogue. Yes, we have the dialogue process limit that in the detailed discussion I will explain. Just I am giving you the overview. Okay, right. So one bad thing with the dialogue is certain time limit over dialogue process execution. Some like 600 milliseconds. Okay. So dialogue process taking your request means it should complete within the time stamp only, within the time limit only. But if your request going beyond the time, if you could not complete request within the time, maybe your transaction is long running transaction, long time take. Simply it says timeout. After 600 milliseconds, it says timeout. Sorry boss, I can't handle your request. But is there any rule that each and every request should be completed within that 600 milliseconds? No, right? Sometimes it may take longer transaction. For example, you are fetching the last 1 year bank statement. It takes some time, maybe half minute or 1 minute. At the time, dialog hands up. Sorry boss, I can't serve your request. So that's why we have the background or batch work process. Long running, time consuming, repeated activities can be handled by background or process. Because there is a time limit over the dialog, it can't handle all the long running process. That is why background will help you in this case. In that case also, dialog background will not directly contact you. Dialog only takes your request and dialog only calls the background. Remember here. Then background responds to your request. Okay. So dialog is interactive. That's what I told. Now background or process takes your request and process your request. And background advantage is, so there is no time limit for the transaction. It can run for hours also, days also. Okay, to complete your request. And no need to be a user sit before the system. If you schedule something, you left the office or you left the system, log off the system also, no problem. It will run its work in the background. Only the thing is system should be up and running. For example, take your payrolls. Every month and you are getting the salaries. How you are getting? Through background only. Because the job will run for 2 or 3 hours to add all your employees. Maybe my company having 1,000 employees. To add all my salaries, nobody is sitting before the system and nobody is typing manually. The job they will run. As a basis consultant, we need to take care of the job. We need to ensure that the job is successful. Then only all employees will get the salaries into there. If the job gets failed, background job in the background, nobody will get the salary. Okay. So like that background will help you. Okay. Okay. Detailed things will go on later. Just introduction. It is represented by B. That is long running and time consuming task we schedule through the background. Okay. And next is update. Update means change. Any kind of change related request came. Maybe editing, maybe modification, maybe correction, maybe inserting also update. Means you are changing the current state, that is update. See, table is empty. You are inserting some data, that also update because you are changing from 0 to something, right? So any kind of change related request came, that will handle by update. For example, you are withdrawing the amount from the ATM. First takes the request by dialog. Dialog calls the update. Boss, this is not my request, this is your request. Because in the database level, your record has to be modified. You are having 1,000 rupees account, $1,000. You are withdrawing $2, $200 means your record is getting modified to 800. Means some change has to be happened. Dialog is not authorized to do that. Update only can do that. Now update will respond to the request. Now update goes to the database, modifies your record, saves it, and then gives back to you $200 through ATM. That means your record is getting modified. So that is update. You are framing the mail, you are composing the mail, that is also update. Okay, because you are creating the new thing. You are inserting the data. You are creating the mail means you are inserting nothing but, right? So any kind of modification like correction or editing or changing, inserting, everything comes under update. These type of requests will be handled by update work process. Okay. So this is by represented by V, not U. Everything is first letter, but update only V. Okay. And whenever update is going on in a particular table, If you know some RDBMS principle, database principles, maybe in graduation you come to know about that long back. You may forget that also. Nothing to worry. I'll explain you clearly later. We need to put one lock on that. If update is going on, we need to put one lock on that. Why? Because, for example, take small example. You are booking one bus ticket. You selected the window seat 20, seat number 20. You like the window seat. See, as soon as you selected, in the next step, it will ask your bank information and everything. You are processing your request. You are giving bank details. But remember, you did not completed your transaction yet. Still going on, but the 20 seat is not yet reserved for you. Still your transaction is going on. I logged in and I try to check the available seat. Can you tell me this 20 seat is available or not for me? Will it show 20 seat to me or not? Your transaction is not yet completed. You are going on. You are giving the bank information. Okay, not yet reserved for you till now. Will it shows the 20 seat for me now or not? No. Why? Your transaction is not completed, right? How it's possible? Yes, right. Josh, you are right. Why? Because that is because of NQ. NQ will place the lock on that record. NQ is for locking and delocking. Without locking, update will not done. The record, whatever you are modifying, whether your transaction is done or not, till you complete your transaction, any update is going on, we need to put one lock. Otherwise, data inconsistency happens. Multiple users modify the same data at a time. See the same example. If the 20 seat is available for me also, it's showing 20 seat is available. You are booking that seat only. I also can select, I also can book. We both will quarrel in the bus, right? We both will fight. This is my seat, this is my seat. So how we can rely on the database? How your database is doing that? So that's why NQ will put the lock until you complete your transaction, maybe successful or maybe failed. Lock will be there. If the lock is there, the other user cannot select or modify the data till he completes his transaction. If it is successful, fine, 20 is reserved for him. If he is failed, maybe some insufficient balance or maybe connection is lost, the lock will be removed. Next time if you check, the 20 seat is available. But till the transaction is going on, the lock will be there. That's the reason the update transaction requires lock. That lock will be kept by NQ work process till you complete your transaction. Otherwise, the same data is available for other users and the same they can modify. You are selecting the seat also modification, right? So you are booking the seat also modification. It's update, nothing but. So whenever update is going on, we need lock on that particular record in the table, in the database level. So SAP level, we need NQ work process. That NQ will take care locking and delocking. Whenever your transaction is done, delocks the lock so that other user can modify again the data. But at a time, I never allow two users to modify same data. Got it? That is NQ. And next is spool. Spool for printing. Okay. So printing, any print related request will be handled by spool. You are giving some printout means spool work process only giving the printout to you. Will helping to print out, not giving printout. It is helping to print out. Maybe not only print out, giving the PDFs or giving the sending the mail as soon as your payroll is generated, your payslip is getting mails means through the spool only. Primary purpose is print. Okay. So that's why these five types of work process will help you a lot in the day-to-day business. Whatever the request comes, based on that request nature, different work process will respond to your request. Okay. So these are the main five work process. How to handle this, how to solve the problems with this, that is we'll see later classes. Just introduction I'm giving. And the next two are services as I told, even though we are treating under work process. Next two is message server and gateway. Message server represented by M. Very, very, very important service. If the message server is not working, all your instances sleeps, goes down. All your SAP system goes down, nothing but. Very important. It's the heart to say, like our heart in body. Very important. If the message server is not working, it stopped working means all your 98 instances goes down. You can install maximum 98 instances in an application layer. 98 instances goes down if the message server goes down. Very important service. It is a like heart. It manages all the instances, communication between all the dispatchers. See here, as per this figure, you have 4 instances, dispatcher and work process, dispatcher and work process. If this is down, dispatcher won't get any information. That's the reason SAP goes down. If at all SAP system goes down, we need to check this first. Okay, anyway, we'll discuss the things later, how to troubleshoot the startup and stop issues and all, because we are only stopping, we only starting. If the system goes down, basis only has to bring up, solve the problems. As of now, take it as it is a heart. Remain later on, we can discuss few things. Okay, my messages are all very important service. And then gateway. Gateway is a like gate to your home, nothing but communication. Without gateway, communication will not happen between two systems. Like you and my house and your home. You built a beautiful house, no gate. What is the use? How you can go in, come out? Or your gate is closed, my gate is open. I want to pass some message to you. I can come up to your gate, but I can't throw the message to you because your gate is closed. Same scenario here. I want to communicate with some one system to another system. I want to fetch some data from ECC to BW system, D11 to D21. So gateway should be working from the both sides. If one gate is open, another gate is closed, so it is out of communication, right? So we need to check these things in the day-to-day monitoring, whether gateways are working fine. Based on the problem, based on the error we are facing or the users reporting, we need to check these things. Is the problem with the work process or the services or the gateways? Okay. So this is our regular duty. Even though we don't know how the user is depositing, how much he is depositing, how much he is withdrawing, but the communication is broken, he can't insert the card. Even though he can insert, he can't get to the screen. That means communication is broken to the server. That means we need to check the gateway first. The gateway is running from the both ends, not only from one end, both ends, both instances. Even I want to communicate from one instance, other instances also. Okay, both instances should have gateways. Okay, both gateways should be open and running. So this is the just brief introduction about the 7 work process. Any questions, please?
Yeah, sure. This is okay.
Yeah, I think.
So, do we have any order of execution, like
No
when
order,
someone
no
requests?
order based
Yeah.
on the request. See, the update
So,
request came, update will respond. Spool request came, spool will respond.
no, but you said initially when user requests something, dialog would be the
Yeah,
first
that is
one
yes,
entered
that
up.
is the primary one.
So,
From there,
okay.
it can call anything. There is no order among that. First is the dialog.
So, you mean to say any of the work processes,
Yes,
including these services as well?
yes. Okay,
Okay.
that I'll clarify you later, no problem. But good question. No order. First one is dialog. That's true. Okay. The remaining
Yeah.
after dialog, see, after dialog, sprint request came. Dialog calls immediately spool. Any update request came. Dialog calls are NQ, dialog calls update. Because I need to put the lock on that record to modify, right? Update working means.
Yeah.
So dialog only calls NQ and update. If any background job, in the night I want to run some job. Okay, background job to payroll job, for example, I want to add all my salaries. Then it calls the background in the night automatically. That background works. So based on the request, if there is no order in between them. Okay. And gateway, just passing, opening the gate to pass something. Service, it's a service. That's why we message and gateway are services we can call. Those are not work process. Those should be always working. Gateway should be working. Gateway service is open. Message server should be running. But whereas update,
Okay.
it is running always, but we utilize whenever required only. Update or NQ or spool. Work process all there. But we utilize them whenever required. But message server should be always running. Gateway should be always running and open. Okay.
Okay. So one more question. Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you
please.
for the clarification. So basically, update is NQ dependent on update request only, or
Yes, exactly.
in
There is no
any way?
dependency. Yes, there is no dependency to say. But Vinay, yes, good question. Yes, dependency between update and NQ only. There is no others.
Okay,
Because
so
update
whenever
means
there is
NQ
an
is
update,
needed. Yeah, whenever
oh,
update is
okay,
needed, we need NQ because lock should be there, right? Lock should has to put. The dependency between these two only. There is no other dependency among others. Yeah, gateway and message servers 25%. Message server obviously 25% because SAP running means message service should be there. Gateway is also there because the communication. If the gateway closed means SAP system will not goes down, but communication broken to other system. Maybe development to quality, quality to production, or BW to ECC, ECC to CRM like that. The communication broken between system not goes down if the gateway is not working. The communication broken. See, your gate is closed. That doesn't mean that your house is not collapsed, right? The communication stopped at there, your gate. Okay, that is only the difference. Yes, go ahead, Ajay. You're trying to ask something.
yeah, that's it. I was asking about the updated NQ.
Yeah, okay.
That's the only question I had. Yep, thank you.
Yeah, we have multiple dialogues, multiple work process. There is no only one dialogue, only one background. That in the next classes I will tell. Okay. Not each request, each instance contains some dialogue work process, some background work process, some spool work process, some update work process. It's not for user specific. It is an instance specific. Any user can use that dialogue based on the available free work process. Okay. We can't dedicatedly assign any work process to any user. Remember, good question, Ali. We can't assign or we can't reserve any work process to any user. By the time request came, whichever is the free work process, that will take up your request. That's it. Okay. Right. Any other questions? Okay, if no questions, that's it for today. Because initial, as I told, 5-6 classes will be not even 1 hour because slowly I am giving the things. Once you are familiar with this, the basic thing, then we'll move with the topics. Then at that time, maybe 1 hour, 1 hour, 5 minutes like that, the class will go based on the topic. Okay. And tomorrow and day after tomorrow, no class. And we will be having the class again on my Tuesday, India Tuesday, for US Monday night. Okay, am I right? For US, it's a Monday night. For India people, it is a Tuesday class. Okay, so see after 2 days, third day we will meet again on my Tuesday, India Tuesday, US Monday. Okay, yeah. For next class, it is a 7 a.m. only. On that day, we will decide the next class timings. As of now, next class is also 7 a.m. only. On that day, I will confirm the next class timings. Okay.
Sounds good, Arshad. Thank
Okay.
you very much.
Okay, guys, and thanks a lot for your time, and see you on Monday, your Monday, and my Tuesday. And Ajay, I'll get in touch with Venkat regarding the schedule, and please get in touch with Venkat. He will intimate you
Sure,
about it.
sure.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay,
Yep.
right.
Have a good day and a
Yes,
good
yeah.
weekend.
Thank you, thank you. You too as well, and good night to you.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Yeah.
Have a
Thank you.
nice and safe weekend. Bye.